I'm Father Dom, and this is What I Think. Today I want to talk about traveling. Now, for anybody who knows me or follows me on Instagram or Twitter or is friends with me on Facebook, you all know that I love to travel. I travel any chance I get. Traveling really, for me, has become my main hobby. If I had to name my two hobbies, it'd be traveling and brewing beer. Those are the two things that I specifically save my money for so that I can do them and enjoy them. I love buying the ingredients and all the equipment to brew beer, and I love to travel. And so I really wanted to kind of talk about traveling and why I think it's such a great activity to take part in. Whether it's a short pilgrimage trip and you're just going to go down to another church and do something holy. So in like a spiritual sense, to make spiritual pilgrimages are great. But even like to just travel by car somewhere else in the United States, to fly somewhere in the United States, or to fly overseas, which is really my biggest love. I love going outside of the United States to other countries and to experience different cultures and places around the world. Traveling is wonderful. I mean, if you think of any great author, any great novelist, any great storyteller, they've been travelers. They've gone out into the world, they've traveled their own land, or they've traveled into foreign lands to go see how other people work and play and pray and communicate with each other and eat. And these different cultures and these different ways of viewing the world help to kind of shape their ability to tell stories, to read and to write. It gave them a new insight, a new lens, if you will, to view even their own culture once they've returned home. So just as that's true in the creative mind and someone who is traveling and writing and painting and talking or whatever, it's true for our own self-growth. We don't have to be a creative type. We don't have to be an artist or a writer. But to travel the world and to see different cultures, even if it's different cultures within our own country. You know, the culture of the south side of Chicago is very different from the north side of Chicago. And the same is true with the southern United States, the western United States, and the East Coast, the Midwest. Even within our own country, we have a lot of different cultures just based on Americans, let alone the American Indian culture, African American culture, Asian American culture, all the other, all those things are very different, right? But then when we travel to other places, we get to see and experience new things. And this is something I want to just encourage a lot of people to do. And you can do it fairly inexpensively. So I love traveling. In my first 2 years of priesthood, I will have been to 9 different countries. So I absolutely love to travel. And you can do it in a fairly inexpensive way that is safe, right? So I use Airbnb all the time. I have an app called the Hopper app. It has like a little pink bunny on it. It's called Hopper. It helps to find what time of year that ticket prices are going to be at their lowest, depending on where you want to go and when you want to go. And so it helps you to find the cheap airfare. And then when you're over there, I mean, you just anything that Rick Steves has written, and there's tons of YouTube videos and travel blogs about places that you go. I recently just went to Germany, Austria, and Czech Republic. Spent a day in Prague, a day in Salzburg, a few days in Berlin and Nuremberg, and a few days in Munich. It was absolutely beautiful. It was great, and we got to experience that rich German culture and the beer halls and the music and the great food and the beautiful churches that they have. And even the experience of the Reformation. And when people find out that, I was traveling with another priest friend of mine that were Catholic priests, a lot of questions came up about Catholics and Protestants and all these different things. And so it sparks great conversation, and you get to meet people and learn about their culture. And so I really want to promote just traveling in general, whether, again, it's within the United States or outside the United States, to get outside of your comfort zone, to go into a new place, to learn about that culture, and to allow your own open mind to look at that culture, to find something good and beautiful in it, and then to bring it back home and see what you can do to improve your own life based on what you've learned from someone else. It's very Christian, it's very Catholic. It's something that the church has been doing since the very beginning of the church. I mean, just look at Christmas, right? The traditions of Christmas, from Christmas trees to wreaths, all came from pagan cultures that Christians went into, saw what they were doing, and then Christified that culture. They brought what that land, those people were doing, and then they made it about Jesus. They put Jesus at the center of it. We can do the same thing today, even just within our own life. You know, Christianity is widespread around the world, so we're not looking to Christify anything else, but to even just kind of shape our own life to find a healthier way of doing something, a new way of living our life, a way of improving our life. And also it helps to open our mind a bit and to widen our worldview so that as we look at different political problems and social issues, they have the whole world kind of mindset within our view, right? And that just helps us to be more well-informed as well. So that's what Father Don thinks about traveling. Go and do it, and may God bless you.